we're here. Azrael, Aaron, Music Sucks, episode 35?
I don't know.
You're the numbers guy. You're the one with the degree.
Definitely in the 30s.
They were 35.
Okay. 35. We're doing Endtroducing by DJ Shaddow.
Bruh. If you clicked off after that, I don't blame you. It's cringe. You know, it's not cringe though. Guessing scores.
I'm gonna guess for you. $110. What? That was a real guess. Quit acting like my brother with that trying to fake laugh, come at you with the straight face, we in a circus show or whatever. You about to tape a lion up to the fucking tightrope walk, eh?
Alright, for you, I guess. For you, I'm gonna guess. I know you don't like long albums. I know you don't like slow albums. But I know you like sample. I know you like this. I feel like this is kind of a vibe that you'd be into. So I'm gonna give you a 86.
Wrong. Guess again. Just kidding. When's the first time you heard it?
First time I heard this. Well, the first time I wanted to listen to it was that same like playlist I made on my way to France. I was gonna make one to France and then one on the way back, but I was so burnt out with music after doing 13 albums in a row that I didn't end up listening to the album playlist on the way back. But that playlist has pretty much been all the new music I've been listening to since coming back from France. I had this album, had Low End Theory, had Illmatic, had all these hip hop records that I've finally got around to listening to, and some other stuff that I've wanted to listen to for a while too. And that playlist is honestly better than the playlist I made going to. But yeah, I eventually decided after listening to... Actually, no, this was the first album I listened to from the selection that was on that playlist. I heard it a couple weeks ago. I don't know why, but I just had ample free time. Maybe it must have been albums that I already knew, so I wasn't worried about it. And I crammed it out, listened to it a bunch. It's a cool night album, and in the new car too.
I could see that nighttime.
It sounds really nice. You get the details of all the sound much better. So heard it quite a bit ago, couple weeks, maybe a month ago at this point. Actually, I can tell you exactly how long. 5/21 of 2023. That's when I finished scoring it. So I probably started listening to it on 5/20 or something like that.
Okay. I heard it for the first time probably 2 weeks ago because you told me to.
Oh, cool. You're welcome. I guess.
And with introductions out of the way, artist. All right, so you want to know about this guy?
I want to know about this white.
Do you want to know about this guy?
They probably do.
I don't think he's white. That's not him.
White. That is him.
That's not him.
That is him.
No, it is not.
Where
did you read that?
He's a white boy.
I think he is white. He is white. Yeah, he is white, but that's not him.
Oh no, that's him. Sorry, that is him, bro.
No, let's see. What does it say down here?
Let's go to the album. Oh, it didn't. Let's see if
it's not him, dude. It does talk about cover. I researched it.
It's him, bro. He's got that bowl cut. He's got that pudginess.
Or is it him?
Let's see.
No, it's not. And even on the vinyl,
two men looking through vinyl records. Okay, maybe it's not him.
It's not.
But the other dude, the crazy thing is the dude on the left is the rapper of Death Grips.
MC Ride?
Yeah.
Damn, I didn't know that.
I'm just kidding, bro. He would have been like 12 when this album was made.
No, I feel like they're about the same age. Close to it.
MC
Maybe 10 years off max.
Oh, dang, he is old. He looks 45.
Yeah, so 5 years off.
You know how old DJ Shaddow is?
50.
Yeah. This guy totally looks like he'd be in Limp Bizkit, huh?
100%.
Way more of a Limp Bizkit face than a moody ambient jazz face or jazz hip hop face.
Yeah. So you want to know about him?
Yeah, I do. Tell me,
Joshua
Aaron.
Paul Davis is an American DJ. What does DJ stand for again? Disco jockey?
Yeah.
Disc jockey.
Yeah.
Disc jockey. American DJ, songwriter, and producer from California. He was born June 29th, 1972. He is 50 years old and goes by his stage name DJ Shaddow. He was experimenting with 4-track recorders in high school and began making music for the University of California, Davis campus radio station KDVS.
So he's one of those smart music makers who thinks about things. Interesting.
What?
Well, if
Where
he's like
did you get that?
university educated, he's probably...
He wasn't. He just made it for them.
Oh, are you sure?
Yeah.
Why would he make music for a school that he's not going to?
Because he wanted to practice DJing.
For real?
So
That's
hop
for
on
sure?
there.
He didn't go to school?
Yeah, I looked it up.
Oh, all right. Well,
I mean, there's no information that he went to
Fool
school.
definitely went to school.
All right, dude, you got something to say? Say it now.
He makes smart people music. No, I'm just kidding.
He is known for his experimentalism and used bin found record sampling. He claims that lyrics are confining because they're too specific and thus remains mostly instrumental.
I thought it was because he was white, so he's like insecure that he had like a white rapping voice. He might have like a high pitched like dork voice.
That's so dumb.
White people rapping is generally not as good. Let's be honest.
Say that to my boy Eminem.
I'll say it to Macklemore instead.
Okay. He has done production work for rapper Paris and helped create hip-hop label Soul Sides in early 93. He produced an album...
DJ Shaddow, he's an alumni of that university. Idiot. Take that.
Relax.
I knew it.
It didn't say anything, so...
I knew it.
Okay, whatever.
Come on, get into it, bro. Don't be freaking plain Jane over here.
I'm trying to get through this.
Get through with some pizzazz.
Let me get a little more beer in me.
You're right.
He produced an album by Uncle, which I have heard some of their stuff, and I remember liking it like 4 years ago.
Really? I've never even heard of them.
He produced an album by Uncle that featured Tom York.
Yo, my boy, Tommy.
Mike D from Beastie Boys. And Jason Newsted from Metallica.
Wow, what a weird array of people.
So he produced an album by Uncle that featured all those people. So he's worked with quite a few people, and I'll get into it, but he's produced the score for 2000 documentary, 2000 different documentaries. I thought I was about to read that. He produced the score for the 2000 documentary Dark Days, which looks way good. It's about like these homeless people who live in the New York subway station, and it's a documentary.
Oh, wow.
And all the music in the thing is made by him, and in the trailer they use What Does Your Soul Look Like Part 4 or whatever. One that you like. Yeah. In the trailer they use that song, dude. And he did all the music, and the documentary looks way sick, bro. It's like they're like down there in these subway tunnels that are abandoned under New York, and they're so creepy. The only reason the homeless people live down there is because they say that's the one place that they won't get bothered.
What? Dude?
Yeah,
let's watch that. That
sounds
way sick.
He starred in the 2001 movie Scratch, which I think is just a movie about him. Just like an amateur film, I think. He worked with many artists, including Danny Brown, Deftone, King Gizzard and the Lizard Wizard.
Dude,
Nas.
This guy has a great freaking circle of people. Tom York, Deftones, Nas.
Yeah, Jason Newsted from Metallica.
That's the only one that wasn't good.
I really don't like any of these guys, to be honest.
You don't like Nas?
Nas is alright.
What was the second to last one you said?
Nas.
King Gizzard. You like
finish,
Gizzard and Danny Brown?
I don't really like
Danny Brown.
King Gizzard that much, but
whatever.
Danny Brown I just like on that one album. To be fair, I haven't heard that other one that he has.
Exhibition.
I think I heard it once, but I don't remember.
Cool guy with cool friends. Let me just put it that way.
Yeah, is that how you see yourself one day?
I do not have cool friends.
Not hanging out with me.
Exactly.
He has more than 60,000 records in his collection, with only a handful at home with him and the rest occupying storage units around town.
What?
Around San Francisco, yeah.
Dude probably owns like a decent sizable percentage of the available records in his city. 60,000? That's probably
I don't know if he
like,
got them all there, but it's still a pretty good chunk. Yeah.
dude probably has like some way
It's
rare
probably
stuff that he
like-
doesn't even know. He just
It's definitely more than enough to fill a trailer. Like a 53-foot trailer. Definitely more than enough to fill one of those.
That's insane, dude.
Yep.
He won't even listen to even like a quarter of all of them. I guarantee it.
Probably not.
That's insane. He's gotta share the love, bro. When he dies, he should just disperse.
Most of them,
albums
are
across
like
the US.
obscure stuff.
That's what I think would be sick.
Yeah, he's got 6
He
studio.
might have some stuff that's like no one else has because they all have just been tossed or trashed. With 60,000,
He probably
the chances are high.
definitely does.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's crazy.
He's got 6 studio albums and 5 EPs. Other than that, that's all I have on who he is. So, any thoughts?
On who he is?
Cool guy. You gonna have him sign your
He seems
tits?
like sick. You were on one today. He's just being mean that I'm excited. How dare I be excited to do episodes?
This is. All right, let's just get into it. I don't want to think of how to word this. Debut studio album recorded from 1994 to 1996 in San Francisco. It was released on September 16th, 1996. Damn, that's my dad's birthday.
Oh, happy birthday.
Me?
Him.
Oh.
I think he's young. He had you when he was like 3.
Yep. Genre classified as.
Hold up. He was part of the GTA 5 music?
I don't doubt it.
Let's go. Genre classified as. Why'd you go away from me? Is your score in that?
No, because I don't know. Instrumental hip hop,
Yeah.
experimental hip hop,
Mm-hmm.
plunderphonics,
Mm-hmm.
turntablism, turntablism,
Yeah.
sampledelia,
Okay. That's like the same thing as plunderphonics.
trip hop.
Yeah.
All right, bro, if you say so.
What do you mean?
I'm just kidding.
You're so weird.
Reviews
today.
range from orange to red.
Good.
Rolling Stones ranked it 329th in top 500 albums of all time.
Rate Your Music has it as 57th of all time.
That's a stinker.
57th of all time, bro.
Dude, I just gotta say it now. How is this album rated higher than Donuts, bro?
Oh.
Donuts is so good.
I've never listened to it, so I can't say, but I don't see I can't see how
Wow.
instrumental hip hop can get any better than that.
Donuts. Donuts is a lot fuller experience.
But
Way
I
more
love
songs.
The ambient,
True.
beautiful. It's like
All right, we'll get into it
this
at the
album will
end.
make you cry. Donuts probably will just make you vibe, right? Am I wrong to say that?
Number 1 for 2006, bro.
2000 music is trash though. It's not. I'm sure there was not strong competition there.
Oh, that album is so good.
Second best. Second best of its kind.
Whatever. Production was done by DJ Shaddow as well as engineering and mixing. Dan the Automator provided assistant engineering, which I think we've talked about it before, but I can't remember in which episode. Do you recognize that name? Dan the Automator. I feel
Absolutely.
like it was in the Black Keys episode, but I can't remember. The album broke a Guinness World Record for being the first fully sampled album.
Fully, huh?
Well, there's vocal recordings, so it's not
Oh.
fully, so I don't know why they got that record, but
Huh? He recorded original material for the
yeah,
song?
vocals, just vocals.
Of those people singing in the songs and speaking and stuff?
Yeah, a lot of it is sampled stuff, but some of it is actually recorded.
Okay. That is very bizarre.
Yeah, I don't really get it. The album was produced with an Akai MPC 60
I will
12-bit
say, though,
sampling drum machine.
It did sound I was shocked when I heard this came out in 96. Because I thought Avalanches was kind of on the cutting edge of that purely plunderphonic based stuff, but
That was 2002, right?
yeah, this was 5 years older.
Well, I mean, they had samplers because, I mean, you used an Akai MPC 60 12-bit sampling drum machine. So, like, they were sampling things, but I don't really know to what extent. I'm too young for that, I guess.
Yeah, we're youngins.
He also used a pair of turntables and a DAW Pro Tools. You know what a DAW is? Digital audio workstation. It's like when I brought over Studio One.
Okay.
That Studio One's a DAW, yeah. Okay, when I brought my audio interface and we were playing with the little MIDI keyboard.
Yeah, okay.
So it's like any software like that.
Okay, cool.
So he used Pro Tools for this, which I think was in its infancy at the time. Not its infancy, but in like it wasn't like a beta, but it was like pretty rudimentary software for the time.
Yeah.
But the album left a lasting influence for hip hop producers. Obviously, this is like the first produced like sampling. So I get it to that regard. Maybe that's why it's number one above Donuts, because it is way more influential.
It's what getting a degree gets you. Makes you be on the cutting edge of music.
Maybe you should get a degree then.
I'm working on it.
Oh, sorry. That name comes from his work with Mo Wax record label. Sorry, the name of the album comes from his work with Mo Wax record label. Here's an interesting story, though. He made 2 singles for them, his record label, Mo Wax, before working on the album. And after finishing the singles, he started working on the album. The first 2 singles, he started working on the album. He was doing the first song. He was done with it. Mo Wax was like, nah, just drop this as another single. So he was kind of pissed. He was like, now I got to start all over with an album. So he finally got to the album. And he said it would be the final chapter in a series of pieces he was doing for Mo Wax with a highly specific sound, tone, and atmosphere. So his first 3 singles before this have a very similar feel.
Dope. Are they not on this album?
No.
You didn't? Oh,
No.
Okay, sick. That sounds awesome.
It was just standalone singles.
Ooh,
So
fascinating.
the cover is a photograph of him at Rare Records.
Him!
Can I finish
You
the
said a photograph
sentence?
of
Look
him.
how much I have.
It's a photograph of him.
Okay, you're right. We'll skip it.
You said it, bro.
The cover is a photograph of him at Rare Records showing producer Chief XL and rapper Lyrics Born wearing a wig. I don't know why I put it of him, but it's Chief XL and rapper Lyrics Born with a wig on.
So for all y'all who are watching the moment I say him, just skip forward like 5 seconds so that I can keep being right.
The full photo appears in the liner of the actual record, which also shows Benny B. So still not DJ Shaddow. They're all people with Wikipedia pages, but I don't know who they are. You underground hip-hop lover boys.
Lover boys.
Diehards, you might know. So
Give me the names. Let's look at one of them up on Rate Your Music.
Chief XL, spelled with an X and then CEL.
Sounds stupid.
I think he's a producer.
Xavier Mosley. 1 album, 3.45. Loser.
Yeah, Lyrics Born. Who's the white guy?
Lyrics Born.
Yeah, that's Lyrics Born. He's wearing a wig.
Born.
Yeah.
It's a dumb name.
Yep. Hangs out with dumb people. I'm just kidding.
Conscious hip hop, of course. 2002, 3.36. Dang, this guy sucks. 2.8, 2.6, 2.0. Dang, his newest album's trash.
Of course it is. Look at the fucking cover.
Don't listen to those guys. Listen to the guys. Listen to the album, not the people on the album.
Yeah.
Maybe listen to the albums in this dude's hand.
Shaddow made it a rule to sample only obscure music, but ended up sampling Bjork and Metallica.
What? There's Metallica on this album? Oh yeah, it's Orion, huh? I don't discern it, but
I can.
Okay. You have to point it out to me.
I will.
I'm curious.
The only non-sampled sections include vocal sections of a couple of people. So he likes to think the album sounds are highly varied. He doesn't think that the sounds are ever repeating in the same fashion. Like from song to song, they're
from
all
song to
pretty
song.
different, is what he likes to think.
What he likes to think. I
I
disagree.
mean, that's what he said, so he does like to think that. He went out and blatantly said that. Nobody else said that.
Yeah.
So he likes to think.
I don't think anyone else agrees with that.
Agrees with him?
Yeah.
He thinks. You think most of the songs are self-similar?
Yeah, but not in a bad way. They all have the same mood and feel. And
I kind of
atmosphere.
agree with him, but I mean, they all have the same like vibe, but
yeah, exactly.
they all sound pretty
Dude,
different.
literally,
like compositionally,
Transmission
they all
2
sound.
is literally just a snippet.
Oh, but
of
well,
a different
besides
song.
the transmissions, which weren't supposed to be
And
songs
no,
in the first place.
Organ Donor is just a snippet from Long Stem. Literally the same song.
Not the whole time. Those are like 9-minute songs. Not an Organ Donor, but
Organ Donor is just a snippet of Long Stem with a trip hop beat.
Oh, well then this dude's an idiot for saying that. I didn't catch that, so you'll have to point that out.
I got you.
He was depressed during production, and those feelings supposedly came through the music, he said.
It's dark. I get that.
A list of samples can be found on the album's Wikipedia page, so I'm not going to mention any here.
Is there a lot? Like a lot.
It doesn't list that many on the Wikipedia page, but you can scour the internet and find them. I'm not going to list them here because I don't want to spend all that time for an album that I'm doing a week on to go find all the samples.
We should do that.
I still have a life.
For Donuts, let's list literally every single sample and have that video be 3 hours long.
No. I'm not even going to leave a link to anything because you can go find it on your own.
Yeah, losers, do your own work.
Other than that, that's all I...
That's all?
That's all I got.
DJ Shaddow. Back again. Who is he? Just your favorite DJ savior. Using and confusing beats.
Best foot forward. Let me pull up my notes.
I'll go first then while you pull them up.
I got them.
I think that the song...
Best foot forward is literally just a short DJ, scratch heavy, sample based intro introducing DJ Shaddow and ending with a super reverby, echoey, like fade out. It's like 1.5 minutes long.
Yeah, I said it's a good song to act as a window into like looking at the rest of the album. Like it conveys the experimentalism pretty well of the rest of the album.
Quite
indubitably so.
And I'm also a teacher of the drums too.
Building steam with a grain of salt.
This is supposed to be like a hit on the album, right?
I don't know. The only hit I know is Midnight in a Perfect World.
Yeah, those two.
Yeah. Dope. This song is way sick. It's a super dramatic, dark track with an in-your-face trip-hop beat over dramatic pianos, apparently arpeggiatic, which I don't really know or care about. And then after the arpeggio, every like third time it goes around, there's this deep dun piano note, that chord or note, whatever, that sounds very dramatic and dark. That loop starts over and over. It loops, hence the term. And then angelic female vocals start layering over top with occasional interruptions of vocal samples. About midway into the song, the trip hop drum beat gets super choppy and glitchy, and it sounds super freaking sick. I love that part of the song. And then after that glitchy section, like this sexy wah style guitar, like a 70s porn type guitar, starts throwing itself over the mix as well. All of it sounds crazy unique together. I've never heard anything like this song. It really blew my mind when I first heard it. I had no idea what I was getting myself into. I didn't even know it was an instrumental album when I first heard it. So when I heard this instead of like some like more generic 90s rap album, I was like, whoa, this is freaking crazy. The first time I heard it, I sent it to you. I'm like, dude, check this out. This sounds crazy.
I don't remember that.
Yeah, you never listened to it.
You never sent me it. I listen to pretty much everything that people send me.
I sent it to you. Remember that day that I posted the album to Music Sucks in our story? It was around that time.
I do not remember that.
I will find the text if you don't believe me.
I kind of don't believe you.
Okay.
I mean, I got a bad memory, but I listen to pretty much everything that people send me.
Dang it, we text too much. All right, you go while I find this.
All right. The song is a little dark with the minor scale played by the piano. The darkness conveyed by the song is a little cheesy, I think, with the piano arpeggios, but it's complemented nicely by the thumping classic drumming sound. The piano stops and the experimentalism starts about 2.5 minutes in, and if you don't count the vocal samples, as far as the experimentalism. And then the wah guitar comes in while the drums stay a little choppy. Compared to today's experimentalism, though, I really think that only the drums are really standing out. I mean, everything else is kind of like
What other song are you
been
gonna
there,
hear
done
like?
that. Huh?
What other song are you gonna hear like angelic female vocals over like a sexy wah porn guitar with a trip hop beat? Like all that together is.
I mean, I can't think of anything off top of my head, but I can almost guarantee that there's.
I think that's the cool thing about Plunderphonics is you find these unique sounds that no one else has put together.
No, this album reminds me of a lot of different artists. Like, it reminds me of Black Sabbath. It reminds me of Floral Shop, both in the same album, bro. And like even one other artist.
Interesting. I can't say that
I think I mentioned it as we go, but not a big fan of the wah guitar.
Okay.
Compared to today's experimentalism, I already said that. The drums are really the only thing that stand out. Worst song on the album, in my opinion, but not the most boring.
What?
I didn't even get to finish. So I'll finish. Worst song on the album, in my opinion, but not the most boring.
You're not including the transmissions, right?
No, I am. I love the transmissions.
No, you do not.
Yes, I do.
No, you don't.
Yes, I do, bro. Transmission 2 goes way
Transmission
hard.
2 is good, but Transmission 1 and 3 are literally just...
3 is my least favorite, but I still...
You're
I mean,
kidding.
they're
You're
all
joking.
ones.
Transmission 1.
Yes.
Literally just a scratchy radio scratch.
Yes, I like white noise too. I like the effect of white noise on things.
Oh.
But that's a different song.
All right.
I'll just say the worst is out of the way, though.
Crazy that this came out in the 90s, May 17th. Another crazy fire sample-based song.
I listened to it.
Well,
I remember that text section. I listened to it just because I... Look at Moise. I listen to everything Moise sends me.
yeah, because Moy sends you stuff you like.
Not all the time.
Oh,
But I don't say anything. Neither me or him say anything. Sometimes we'll say, like, fire. Like, I heard that shit way good. But, like, I'll send that. Daft Punk doesn't say anything. I didn't say anything to this, but we all hear it.
Okay.
Yeah, we all listen to it. So just because
I
I
don't
don't
respond,
reply,
I didn't listen to it for any of my friends out there.
I listen to pretty much everything that people send me. If they actually send it to me. If they just tell me, go listen to this, I'm not going to do it.
Is that what kills
I mean,
it
that's
for
a little
you?
cheesy. The wah guitar, I'm not a big fan of either. And I mean, the drumming overall across the album doesn't really help because I'm not a huge fan of the production on the drumming. It's just like too thumpy. It's a little more vintage. It's a little more vintage.
The drums sound vintage?
The
drums
kick.
are the only part that sounded like modern because it has like a 90s trip hop feel.
Well, 90s is vintage by what I mean.
I thought you meant
like
vintage for the time.
If the kick was a little more like 2010s, like it'd probably be, but then it wouldn't really match like the old school like dark vibe. I don't know. But if I ever had that kick on my sampler, I'm not using it. That's all I know.
Boring. There's no way you like the transmissions.
I do. Let's get on with it.
Not much to say about The Number Song. It's one of the shorter little tracks. Pretty much just starts with very in-your-face, very loud, cacophonous, and energetic, fast drumming over various samples of people counting. There's a little section in the song where it gets a little jazzy too. I'm assuming he just switches up the sample. But it really is kind of just that. And that's it. There's just not that much that goes on in those 3 minutes. But it sounds cool for those whole 3 minutes, so I'm not complaining.
Yeah, I really like the sample, the Metallica sample that just provides the bass track. Like, sounds way sick, I think.
Wow.
It samples Metallica's Orion from their 1986 album Master of Puppets.
Watch that episode if you haven't.
Yeah, which we do have a video on.
You Metallica fans will enjoy.
This song sounds a little more like Beastie Boys, I think, which is sick with the way the drumming is worked in. It's that lingering bass over the track that doesn't remind me of Beastie Boys, the Metallica, but
Right.
I mean, it's whatever. It changes up about halfway, and the change up is sick too, but then it just sounds like a jazz drum battle for the rest of the album.
Yeah, I guess that's fair.
That's what I'm saying. There's the jazz. Then there's Floral Shop later. There's Metal Dude. This album brings out so many different genres to me.
Okay.
But I still like it.
Yeah,
I still like
me too.
the little jazz drumming and whatever.
Yep. Not too much to say about this ditty. Changeling, which Aaron seemingly has.
Dude, there's a
mixed
Door
feelings
song
on.
called Changeling, and that song is way good.
I haven't heard it.
But
This guy started off listening to this song saying there's like some people that think it's like the best song ever in a way that implies like he doesn't think it's good.
I don't think it's the best song ever.
Oh, no. Not even close. That'd have to be something off Dark Side of the Moon.
That's what I'm just kidding. That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't know about like this song, the best song ever. I don't know about that.
That's not even my favorite on the album. But it is another awesome track. It's another trip hop ambient track, but with less dramatic vibe to it. It's not as like dark and theatrical, I guess, in like a dark and a gloomy way, you know. Has record scratching, but not in like a really silly kind of like stupid.
It's
poppy
more
way.
rhythmic. It's more rhythmic.
Yeah, and it's like it has this like fuzz. It has like this fuzziness to it, to where it kind of just sounds like almost like spooky. It's like
Yeah.
It sounds actually cool. And I'm not usually a record scratch guy at all. I don't think anytime I've heard record scratching in any other video, I've complained about it. But that's the reason I like it, and it's
like
because it's done in a different way.
I like record scratching sometimes.
That's good. I'm proud of you. There's also a really awesome bass line. Boom, 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 just a super
Reminds
nice,
me of Herbie Hancock.
deep, bassy, you know, in your, I don't want to say in your face a million times, but it definitely grabs your ear. Reminds me of Bark Psychosis. Yeah, beautiful ambience over like this nice dramatic bass. That's freaking Bark Psychosis. We'll get to that when we get to that, though. I'll wait until we have more subs because I really want more people to know that band. It's so good.
They're all right.
There's also like a smooth synth that sounds really nice and pretty. It changes up a few times throughout the song. Towards the middle, the sample is chopped up and washed out, which sounds sick. And after that, some female vocals start joining in as well. The crazy chopping happens again towards the end of the song. Then there's an electric guitar solo, which sounds like it wouldn't fit the song at all, but it's played ambiently enough to where it actually sounds pretty nice. From there, the ambient synth drone slowly increases as everything else slowly fades out. So you're just left with this kind of like ambient glistening synth noise, which sounds very beautiful. That part especially reminds me of Bark Psychosis.
I don't know if that's a synth.
Might be an orchestra sample, I guess.
No, it sounds like jazz. Sounds like a jazz
The last,
sample
like,
with
10
effects.
seconds
Yeah,
of the
because all
song?
of these samples were like no later than 1970.
Wow, for
yeah,
real?
yeah.
How did they get the drumming out of that?
He must have added some effects or something, but
Huh, that's crazy. Oh man, I can't wait to do Bark Psychosis. That's gonna. I have to wait until we have like 500 subs though.
are you done
Yeah.
with your? I just said this song sounds more or less the same throughout the song, which is the opposite of what Azrael just described.
I mean, it has the same.
But
a
it
lot of
does have
things
the
don't
same
change.
groove
Yeah,
going
100%.
throughout the whole thing, with vocal samples included until the jazzy part at the end, which I described as being not described, but which I noted as being a little bit like the change up is noticeable.
The Changeling.
Yeah. This song is probably good for cruising around the city. If you're cruising around and you're not in a hurry, bro, this song's probably way good for that. Sounds like Herbie Hancock when you take out the glitchy experimental drumming. I get Herbie Hancock. I get so many different artists from this album. It sounds like all of them in one. And I guess this is what all of artists would sound like in one. Would sound
Pretty
like.
good. It sounds pretty good.
Yeah, that's all I got. Transmission 1.
Arguably part of the same song. In fact, according to Wikipedia and Rate Your Music, they are considered the same. It's Changeling / Transmission 1.
Well, yeah. I mean, on like the vinyl, on the CD, everything, it's all part of it. Even Transmission 2 and 3 are the same song, but we rated them differently. We
Even
rated
on the
them.
vinyl and the CD.
Yeah, that's what I texted you.
I know, but that feels like canonically that we shouldn't do it that way.
That's why I texted you that.
Well, I still think we should talk about the songs separately, but when it comes to songs rate scoring,
It's too late. I
No,
think
it's
it's
not.
fine to rate them how they are.
I guess I'll see whichever.
But that's interesting that the album rating would change just because we meshed the songs.
Mine would go up because I don't like any of the transmissions. I think it's a waste of space. on the
Exactly. It's
disc.
just whether it goes up or down. It's crazy that it would change. Like,
Yeah.
how accurate is the system if really, like...
Well, if you
it's
really
gonna
want to get
change.
accurate, you'd have to measure it per second. I like these 5 seconds. I don't like these 5 seconds, and then do that and
True.
not have it by song. But that's absurd.
But, yeah, I don't know. It's giving me doubt. It's making me feel existentially lost, bro. I'm like, fuck. But whatever.
My argument for not having them separate is that there's literally a pause between stem and long stem,
yeah.
which has a slash, so it's implied that it's supposed to be cohesive. But there is a pause between those two and transmission 2. It is clearly not
Yeah.
the same thing.
But I think that's part of
But
the
there's
experimentalism is
there's
keeping the
no
pause.
change. There's no pause for Changeling Transmission 1.
Yeah. So, I don't know. Well, either way, we're doing them as their own songs, which is fine. I guess if you don't like it, it sucks for you, I guess. I don't
If
know.
you guys really don't like it, I'll change it because my score would only go up. Anyways, Transmission 1, the actual song. It's literally just a deep ambience with some static, and people talk about transmitting signals before abruptly ending.
Yeah.
It's like nothing happens.
I like it. I like the white noise feeling. Obviously, it's not just noise. I like transmissions.
Manual?
No, I mean I like the idea of a transmission because
Manual?
like my whole thing is no, it has nothing to do with cars. It's literally like radio broadcasts and shit.
CBT.
Like my whole thing after I graduated was like I want to work with like radio signals and signal analysis, and like transmissions are sick. I think the idea of a transmission and the way that it's like sounds is badass. Like the idea that we're
imagery,
sending
dude.
like radio signals to space is crazy.
The imagery that Midjourney created for the transmissions is way sick.
That's what I'm saying, dude.
Yeah.
Like I don't
The
know.
vibes are cool. though,
I
for sure.
like the song. Well, I'll just read what I wrote. I like these transmission songs, actually. I hear like a bouncy, slidey sound effect that is also crazy during the song. And I mean, obviously, you're not going to pick out sounds and be like, oh, I like that sound like I did. I mean,
Fair.
that's some autism stuff. But I don't know. It's like an On the Run vibe from Dark Side of the Moon. Like, I just like these weird like interludes.
I've always been a.
I think
not a
they-
fan
I
of
think-
them.
I think that they... I don't want to say they kill the momentum of the album so far, but they provide a break in the continuity, and that break is almost like a respite for a little bit.
I just want to listen to the music.
It's like a journey. It's like you take a little break.
That's why I like prog.
Well, I'm talking about the whole album is a journey.
Yeah, but when you
Not a
have
whole
3
ass
songs,
song.
yeah, when you only have 3 songs on the album. You have, like,
And even
6
like
minutes.
Echoes, yeah, they got, I mean,
Yeah, that's why
their
the single
respite
part
is annoying,
sucks.
but I like it. So I would like this
That
song.
would
It
be a
just
plus
makes
3
sense.
If not for the seagulls.
It just makes sense for me
I'm glad it makes sense.
that I like these
I'm glad you like
songs.
it. Someone's gotta.
I do.
I'm proud of you.
Listen to it.
What does your soul look like? Part 4, not part 1, 2, or 3. Part 1 is later, and part 2 and 3 are on different albums. But part 4,
I like that.
you would like that. This is
It
definitely
doesn't
the
have to
most
be all logical. and shit.
vibeable track, not only of this album, but one of the most vibeable tracks of all time. Cruising to this song, the vibes are just immaculate. It sounds so crispy.
I
so
disagree, but I'll
smooth.
let you talk.
Sounds so nice. Walking out to this song, like put your headphone in as you walk out of like work or something, it just feels so good. It's so freaking cool. Now let me actually read what I wrote. There's a super crispy jazzy drum fill over a punchy bass, and luscious saxophones that come in. The song is very repetitive, hence why it's so good at, like for like background vibing feeling. But every now and again, new sounds are added, like deep robotic voices, deep droning, choral, female vocals, etc. Nothing beats that main looping sample, though. It is so good. It sounds so freaking awesome. It is genuinely like putting this song on in the car. Any place I'm going, anything I'm doing just feels cool. Just awesome.
All right. Maybe we should just skip what I wrote. Just kidding. I think it's a little dramatic. I think it's a little generic too. I gotta say I'm not a big fan of DJ Shadow's beats. They all seem pretty basic, which is fine. Basic is never, generic is never, simple, and it's not simple. It's not simple by any means, but generic and simple I feel like are different. But it's not terrible. It's not a bad thing necessarily. It's just the other stuff that he does makes me like the album rather than dislike the album, but this song is just a little too dramatic. I don't know if I ever get in the that type of mood that it makes you feel like it's not relatable.
Yeah, Building Steam is way dramatic. It's got like
yeah, I think some
vocals and it's got
oh
like,
no, I don't mean like
piano.
like grandeur or epic. I'm just mean like dramatic in terms of like emotionally. Like it's a very strong emotion. It's clear what he's trying to convey with this. More clear than almost every song.
Lowrider driving through like New Orleans.
If I were to pick a good time to play this album,
no, just this
or
song,
this song, it would be, I don't know, waiting in like the drive-through to like get your order or something. Like that's pretty much. Other than that, it's like a little dramatic. To be doing anything, like I would just feel a little out of context and be like, what the hell? Like
too much.
I'm normally like pretty excited.
On, like soundtrack music to do
I'm like normally
ironically will put on like, I'm not kidding, bro. He will listen to Dark Souls boss music while working at UPA.
Exactly, bro.
And he thinks it's cool. Like he thinks it sounds
and that's
epic.
fine. I just it's unrelatable. I'm generally pretty excited, and this song isn't gonna make me any more excited. It's just gonna make me less excited.
I'm the opposite. I'm generally pretty neutral, so this song makes me feel freaking awesome.
And I get that. I mean, if you're just chilling and vibing, waiting for like your food in the menu, like I'm down. And I've been in similar situations when you played it in the car before, which you have 100 times. I don't complain. I'm like, all right, this is fine. I'm not in a hurry to get anywhere.
Maybe
like
twice.
No, I'm just kidding. I feel like no, at least four.
With
probably
you?
No, probably max 4. At least 3.
No, not in the car because I played it at the.
With me.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. 3. Yeah. Probably.
Yeah, like 3 or 4.
It's a good song. One of the best songs I heard this year.
I like the weird sound effects and transmission songs and vocal samples and jazzy touch-ups more than I like this song. You know what I mean? Like, those are like the interesting, excited stuff for me. But the drum and bass aspect is just a little generic.
It's okay.
It's fine.
You haven't ruined my vibes yet. Unless you're like, Untitled's like the best song on the album.
I do like Untitled.
You're so dumb.
In fact, is that next?
Yes.
Okay, I'll tell you why.
Maureen's got 5 sisters. They all got ass. One of them.
So Untitled is a waste of space on the track, and I think it did take away the like serious professional nature of the album. It's literally just a plucky guitar, boom, bang, 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 bang. And then someone talking about some like hot, baddie, thick sisters that have got a fat booty and
bump these nuts for the thick sisters.
Ranchers. Whatever that. What does the Jolly Ranchers mean? Jolly Ranchers aren't particularly big.
I mean, they almost kind of resemble like jewels. I don't know if that has
Maybe
anything
I was
to do
thinking
with
like
it.
bright eye colors. Yeah,
Yeah.
literally like what 25 seconds or something.
24.
Yeah, this did not need to be there. I don't know why he. I
like it.
You like it more.
It's
than
some
the
Mad
last
Villainy
song.
vibes. Mad
You like it
Villainy-
more than the last song.
Yes,
Oh.
I do.
You
The
always
last
say,
song-
"What does this world come to?" That is a "What does this world
This
come to?"
that's fair. This song reminds me of Mad Villainy, which is an awesome album because of just like the
It's a
little
99.
vocal like spoken word interludes and like with just like a simple beat like going over it. Not even
That's
really
true.
a beat.
Actually, I kind of do see. I
And
do see
so
that.
like that is like just totally the vibes of Mad Villainy
Yeah,
for me.
I
And I'm
actually
like,
do see
oh
that.
dude, I like this. I wish this song was just like littered throughout the album. Not this specific song, but vibes like this
No,
song.
that's part of
Then
it.
it would
That's the
basically be
only reason
Mad Villainy
Villainy is
Part
rated
1.
lower than it should be.
It's 'cause I got
the little
stuff like this, wow.
interludes, yeah, I don't like it. It's just like
I guess
I
you
wanna
gotta
just get back to
be.
the
I
music.
guess you gotta have a niche taste for that. I guess, but I like
have
it.
autism. No, I'm just
Or
kidding.
autism,
Oh boy, we've talked about the song longer than the song.
Yeah.
Is. Stem/long stem. Back to the long and dramatic tracks. This takes what I think is a harp, loop. It some chiming sounds and deep, intimidating stringed instruments, and combines those for the main sample before this fuzzy drum beat comes in super fast paced and totally changes up the vibe of the song. After that part ends, more dramatic strings come in, rinse and repeat the same cycle until the long stem starts up with this spooky sounding organ loop. Totally
Sounds
reminds me of like Halloween.
Super medieval Halloween.
Yeah, it reminds me of like trick or treating for some.
Yeah.
Love those vibes. I miss that. The only thing from long stem that is retained is the chiming from the first half. After a while, vocal sample starts about this stressed man losing his mind over like warrants, parking tickets. It's like talking about, I don't know, it kind of gave me like Joker vibes, like 2017 Joker movie vibes.
I see that. Yeah.
Yeah, that guy seems like he's on the verge of snapping. And there's dramatic horns over that vocal sample section. After this, the original horns come back from the first half of the song, and it kind of starts to sound more like normal stem. The song ends with a luscious atmosphere. Not huge on all of the sonic palettes of the song, such as like that crazy in-your-face drum section, or even the main sample is a bit skeletal, a little bit, not as like beautiful or dark as the others, but it's definitely an auditory journey, absolutely worth going through, with a 9-minute and 21-second runtime.
It's a little long, but
Yeah, it's a little.
the song sounds like a metal hip hop song.
Interesting.
I will say none of the songs are very self-similar, which I've already mentioned at this
I
point.
disagree.
I do, huh?
I feel like this has the same vibe as track 2.
It sounds like metal, and track 2 sounded like Beastie Boys. Or no, that was track 3. I can kind of see the track 2, but it doesn't have the arpeggiatic. I didn't see.
Yeah.
I saw it, but I didn't register it in my brain. I think I saw 3 in there.
Yeah, there's a 3 in there.
Okay, so what was I saying? It sounds, yeah. I like long stem slightly more than stem.
Okay. There's not much of a difference, but yeah, maybe.
Can
slightly.
you get this away?
This is not. You're good.
I know. I saw 141 for Floral Shop,
Yeah, that's fine.
which means that you're in an adjacent score
No,
area.
I'm not. I'm looking up.
Oh, okay.
I'm looking. It has nothing to do with
Okay.
that at all.
Transmission 2.
Oh, this was transmission 2. I thought we were already on to midnight. In a perfect world.
No.
Transmission 2 is literally. I feel like it's essentially the prelude to midnight in a beautiful world. Or is it in a perfect world? It's in a perfect world. I typoed that. It's literally just that same piano piece that starts off Midnight, but that's a spoiler alert for the album, so forget that I said that. It's really just a short, relaxing, beautiful track with a deep, warbly, atmospheric synths over a delicate, beautiful piano. Sounds great. It's only of the transmissions that I really like.
Yeah, I said best song on the album. I'm just kidding. It's slightly more beautiful interlude with more lo-fi samples that were present so far throughout the album. I think that's what you were saying by the warbly synth. I called it just lo-fi samples. Best transmission song.
Oh yeah, by far. Like not even close. Like not even a little bit close.
Mutual Slump.
I said this song is more like number song, and that it's an energetic, drum-centric track, but quite a bit moodier with dark synth notes looping alongside deep male disembodied vocals in the background. The song also has a generally less hectic drum sound, making for a more atmospheric listening experience compared to number song. Towards the middle, female vocals join in, along synths, woodwinds, and record scratching. The song ends with the same loud, abrasive guitar that opened up the track. It's another song that's a totally wild listening experience. In my opinion, this album really is like nothing else. I've never heard anything like this album before.
I agree.
Oh, sick.
I agree. It's definitely, don't mistake the cover for being generic, because the cover looks pretty generic.
The cover actually made me interested because look at that,
well, maybe that's just my personal
it's
opinion,
just like,
but
it just seems like such like a odd choice to just have this like really grainy, dramatic photo of a vinyl store.
the cover is something that goes a long way for music to me if I'm going to listen to an album or not, and this cover made me not want to listen to it. Actually, it never did that because I had to listen to it, but album covers like this do make me not want to listen to that. But it don't, like, this definitely is worth listening to, I'd say. The song starts out way crazy with like a ringing sound that immediately hooks me. And I do think that that's probably the best part of the song, and that's really all that I like about it.
All right.
And then the little short guitar snippet after it goes,
Totally like
and it's all ringing in your ear.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Organ Donor. So
Indeed.
Organ Donor starts off with a soul sample playing before fading out in like 4 seconds, and then playing the same spooky Halloweeny organ from Long Stem. This time adding a fun trip hop drum beat, which makes it a lot more fun. Not much more to it than that, but the sample is expanded upon. Like more of the piano piece or organ pieces played, so it's kind of like a DLC, one could say, expansion pack. What if you added Organ Donor into Long Stem?
Then it would be too long of a song.
Arguably already is.
Yeah. That's it for you?
Yep.
Aside from the medieval organ sound, I like the beat production more on this song than previous songs. I like later how it gets all out of tune and glitchy.
Oh, okay.
Near the end of the song. But that's all I have.
That was short.
Short song.
True.
Another short song.
It's the money.
The song starts with like what I described as a very Cool in the Gang-esque synth. It totally reminds me of that one song, Summer Madness, dude, 1974. But he is insisting that every sample is older than 1970. Like, you don't hear that kind of silly.
I don't know how accurate I am, but when I was looking at the list, it was like, I think on Wikipedia,
60s.
can you go to Wikipedia and right here? Oh, where did I see the list? No, because Orion was 80s. Where did I see a list?
It's definitely just a 70s synth then.
No, because I think it was like all the samples were obscure. except for like Bjork and Metallica, like he broke a couple of rules here and there, but like most of them, like from what I remember reading somewhere, I can't remember where. It was it a YouTube comment? Maybe it was just for one song. And I think it was a YouTube comment, but
sample list. Here we go. Oh god, there's not. Poison? Heck no.
Cool. Wait, did that say cool? No, cool.
Let's go to the song.
Yeah, I'm probably wrong, but there was a lot of 50s and 60s samples, guaranteed. Like most of it, probably.
Wait, what? They don't even have. They don't have the one song we're looking for. That's cool, I guess.
Is it not further down? It's not in order.
Oh, it's not?
I don't think so.
I thought it was.
Maybe it kind of is.
Whatever.
I know at least I'll say 70% are like 50s, 60s.
That's dope.
Based on like the list that I was seeing, but I guess this could be like a...
Never know.
I don't know.
Mutual Slump. I'm just kidding. Why Hip Hop Sucks in 96.
Yeah.
Is another short interlude with a funky sound, Cool in the Gang style synths, and a single vocal sample of It's the Money, 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 which is him obviously making a commentary on what has went wrong with hip hop. He's complaining about that in 96. He should have waited like 3-4 years for freaking bling rap to start popping
Or he should have
off.
said it earlier in the 80s about all music.
Should have said it in like 77. Nah, but for real, bling rap is so bad. I'm not looking forward to doing freaking T-Pain, bro. Are you kidding me? Soldier Boy.
I said it was the best song on the album, in my opinion.
You're not serious.
Forces You to Vibe. Leaning 3.
This song is 40 seconds long.
I think it's the best song on the album.
Well, this is coming from the guy who's one of his favorite. Isn't your favorite song on that Aussie record like 20 seconds long?
What Aussie record?
Master of Reality.
My favorite song is
Embryo.
Yeah, it's like 30 seconds.
That is your favorite song?
I mean, they're all like
How
twos.
is that your favorite
They're
song?
all
It's 30
twos.
seconds.
But yeah, it's a good song.
It's too short to.
It's a song, and it's good. It's my favorite.
What?
10 seconds of
It's like
good
10
song
seconds of
is
good.
still my favorite song.
But 10 seconds of good song versus like 3 minutes of a pretty good song. The 3-minute song's gonna be way better.
I mean, it's definitely not going in the vibe playlist because I can't vibe for 45 seconds. I definitely wish
Yeah,
it was
bro.
longer.
Okay.
It's probably why
okay.
it's not a 3. It's because it's not long enough, but
All right. This song is pretty skeletal and uninteresting too.
I know, but
a
it's just
synth
simple and
a
like
bass. Yeah, it
just
sounds
forces
sick,
you to vibe.
but it doesn't force you to vibe more than part 4. Or sorry, not part 4. Yeah, part 4.
You got to be in a mood to vibe to that, though. This forces you into the vibe.
Nah, I agree.
It's
I
like it
think
doesn't
that's
matter
part
what mood
4
you're
is,
in,
dude.
you're going to enjoy it.
That's part 4. Part 4 right there. You're crazy. You are insane, but we love that for you. Approaching midnight. Midnight, A Perfect World, the most popular track on the album, and yet another luscious, moody, ambient track. This one features
Luscious.
gorgeous,
I'll let you talk.
Gorgeous track.
That's a better description. I'd say.
This features beautiful female singing, trip hop drumming,
Well, the
delicate
female-
pianos,
Okay, keep going.
and a warbly atmospheric synth. The female singing is not for all of it, if that's what you were going to say.
No, I was gonna say like it's mixed pretty low. Like it's not on the forefront of what's
It's a
going on.
background. It's a
Yeah, it's a
very
background
beautiful
thing.
Background
Because
ambience.
my one thing that I have to say about the song is a comment on that.
Okay. Eventually, a deep string instrument joins in, like a cello or something, freaking way bassy, or upright bass. I don't know, something like super bassy. Sounds awesome.
Isn't that the same
Adds to
thing?
the drama.
Cello and an
Oh.
upright bass.
I didn't think so, but
I
I'm
think it
not
is.
the classical music guy. You haven't done like Beethoven yet, bro. We gotta get on
Oh,
that
God.
Mozart grind. Anyways, the song ends with a super rad. Like the whole song kind of builds up to that because the theme, Midnight in a Perfect World, and the song starts off with this vocal sample talking about midnight, a clock on the wall reads a quarter past midnight. So the sample is just like chopped so finely, and it just starts with like the beginning of the phrase, and then it will like slowly let it extend on a little further, and then it'll chop it up and then get to the like third quarter of the phrase, and then eventually like at the end of the song it finally says the full phrase with like a clock ticking, adding to the whole time theme. The phrase is what is it? I typed it wrong on my phone, so I don't remember. Now approaching midnight. That's what it is. Yeah. It sounds so freaking sick, and it definitely like climaxes the song in a really cool, interesting way. Super cool song. Definitely one of the prettiest tracks on the album. Oh man, those pianos are so pretty, and the effects put on it, everything's so good.
I just said this song would be way better. You know me, I'm the type of guy that's like, oh, it would be better if they barely.
Yeah.
This song would be so good if like they had real female vocals on the forefront, main thing happening, like
not mixed low.
Yeah, like throughout the whole song that just was singing like way angelically, bro. It would have been way sick.
Yeah, that would have been nice actually. This is still the biggest song on the album by far though, I think. I think it's his biggest song. Like
imagine the I wish I was somebody during this song, bro, or something.
Yeah, that'd be pretty.
That'd be way sick.
I want to play next. If this album is still like on my mind at the end of the year.
Bro. What's he tweaking about? Never mind, he's good.
I definitely want to on like New Year's Eve, bro. Set this song to have it end exactly on midnight would be so hard, bro. That would hit. I did it with Time in like 2014. That hit. I was like, oh, my parents.
How old were you in 2014?
14.
It's about the age people
14,
start
15.
listening to Time, and that's about
15.
the age people like Pink Floyd. Yeah.
Yeah, and then they grow to like it forever because it's like the greatest freaking.
It's all right.
One of the greatest fans of all time, dude. Your friends are so annoying with that. They're all hipsters.
You started it today.
I know it was funny, but it's like, God, bro, anti-hipsters are even more annoying.
No, it's just like they stopped listening to it after.
I'm too good for that album now. All these,
no,
like,
there's just other stuff
fans.
that they found that is more interesting.
Dude, what's that face listens to like Luke Bryan, bro?
Yeah, Daniel has a terrible. Don't listen to Daniel. But everybody else got their own little niche thing, like I do, and they all go down their own little complex rabbit holes of their own personal projection.
Liking Dark Side of the Moon. That's just like the quintessential album, but it's a different album.
Should we redo that album?
I'm down to do that album every other month, bro.
No.
Napalm Brain / Scatterbrain Medley is another super long track, the longest track on the album by 2 whole mighty seconds. But unlike the other super long track, Long Stem, this song is a lot less luscious, with it being mostly just a drum beat until like maybe 5 minutes in, a wah guitar gets thrown in there too, followed by some kind of unnerving female operatic singing. Towards the middle of the song, that stuff all goes away and is replaced by almost nothing but a fast-paced drum beat and bass line. Like literally, that's only 2 things happening. Eventually, the earlier instrumentation returns, but in my view, it's too little too late. Why DJ Shaddow chose to make the longest song the least full sounding on the entire record is way beyond me. I feel like that decision is weirder than having Untitled in the album.
Yeah, I said that it's not the worst song on the album, but it's the most boring song on the album. Not by much, though. That can either be a good thing or a bad thing. It can either.
It's definitely.
You took it as a bad
song.
Thing.
It's easily the most boring song on the album, bro.
I know, but
it's 9 minutes and 23
if
seconds.
If I liked it enough for it to be just barely more boring, you know what I mean? Like, it's not that boring, but you took it as the bad thing, meaning that other songs are equally as boring. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah. So it can either be a good thing or a bad thing. Well, definitely good background music.
Yeah, you said good, like, video game menu.
Yeah,
music.
so I said it's like Temple Run, that one Temple Run game when you're in the menu or like you're about to load up and your mom's calling you to like do the dishes and you're like about to play and you're like, what? And it's like playing. And then you're like, whatever, and then you hit play and then it gets a little more hyped. Yeah.
I can see it as like, did you know the game Turok on the PlayStation 2?
Fuck yeah, I knew the game Turok,
Yeah,
bro.
this was hit on Turok.
Turok Evolution,
Yeah,
bro. That one was the
dude.
best
That game
one.
was so
Let's
sick.
go, dude.
Let's go with
It
that
would,
weapon.
it would, bro. It
Yeah,
would. That's like the
yeah.
default weapon.
This game was way sick.
Dude, I was way into this game.
Hey, Unite.
Dude, this
Just wrap
game's
your fingers around
sick.
the alien.
The
Yeah,
level
this game is
3
sick.
when you gotta fight your first T-Rex, bro.
Dang, bro.
I watched actually full gameplay, full walkthrough like a
That's
month or
so
two ago,
sick.
bro, of this game.
Yeah, Turok, bro.
This
Y'all
game
need
is
to play
sick.
Turok.
Anyways.
What Does Your Soul Sound Like Part 1 is easily the most beautiful track on the album, with the silky sound of shimmering bells, cymbals, atmospheric synths, and a gorgeous saxophone playing in the background. And the way that he like wavers the notes off too, it sounds very beautiful. I don't know if that's the player or what he's doing to the sample, but either way it sounds
You can do it in a DAW
okay.
with modulation.
Yeah. Every now and then, gorgeously sung, reverby vocal samples of various people, even in various languages, come in. And at about a minute, a loud, bombastic trip-hop beat comes in to liven up that sound. Operatic vocals join 2 minutes in and add to the gorgeous lusciousness of the track. My favorite of those aforementioned vocal samples is easily the Spanish singer that comes in. Sounds gorgeous. I love how that sounds. As the vocals kind of in the background too, so it seems like someone like distantly singing. Adds depth to the song. Sounds
Yeah, it does.
really gorgeous. Another thing I like is the build up. I'm not gonna play the build up, but I'm gonna play the climax. I don't know what it is, but something about the sound at 450. I don't know what the sound is. Sounds to me like a small, like little animal like crying out, and it always kind of gives me like chills. The sound. I don't know. It's probably some weird sax thing, but I don't know. The sound gives me chills, and I like the build up to it a lot. That part of the song is so good.
Live a life that's past and nevermore.
Yeah, this part sounds way, way pretty. I love that.
It does
Um,
sound pretty sick.
The record scratching after that part too sounds good, even though, like I said, I typically find that sound annoying. The way he does it, the effect he puts over it does not sound so like freaking like stupid, like Kids Bop esque. Sounds awesome. This is an amazingly beautiful track. Maybe the most beautiful track I've heard this year. Yeah, probably is.
444.
That's more like that is a beautiful sounding track, but this is like a different type of beautiful. The slow, luscious ambience. 444 you can bang
Okay.
like headbang to or headbang to. You can jam to 444. You're not jamming to this. You're like crying and getting existential to this, It's a whole different type of
That's
beautiful.
where I disconnect with the album, but this might be the second best song on the album. Sounds a lot
next
like
to the 42nd one.
yeah. Sounds a lot like Floral Shop to me. The
Ugh.
snare is amazing. It's like that 90s East Coast hip hop type of snare, but probably just pulled from like a 60s or 70s jazz song and then messed
True,
with a
yeah,
little
yeah.
bit. But I like it. I like the whole song.
This
It is pretty beautiful.
This is gonna be the next plus. This is gonna be a +3 at some point soon.
All right.
I reckon.
He reckons that we get on to the
The best song of the album, bro.
Transmission
We
3.
just took about 20 minutes to geek out about how cool Starfield looks. That's fine though.
We'll make a public announcement if it comes out and I need time off, bro. I need time off.
Be weary. Come September 6th. We may have to take a break or two. Transmission 3 is basically just Transmission 1 again, but with different unintelligible vocals, or nearly unintelligible. It is happening again.
That's why we looked it up, because it reminded me of it. Transmission 3 reminded me of this.
Sounds spooky for sure, but it's
Yeah.
not something I'd want to throw on.
You're right, but in the context
And
of
for
the album,
me,
I like
if I
it.
like a song, I would want to throw
I
it on.
asked you to throw it on the other day.
You did. I was like, I thought you were just joking. It's like, put on Transmission 3. I'm like, all right, I guess. I will go
Score
first.
for go.
All right. Drum roll, please.
130.
I already passed it. Yep, 130. What beats out Since I Left You by 4 points.
It's not better than Since I Left You.
It's slightly better than Since I Left You, dude. I love both albums, though. Both albums are awesome. Building Steam with a Grain of Salt. Gorgeous, dramatic, awesome, cinematic song. Changeling is a great, long, ambient song. Killed that song rocks. I love the bass line. What Does Your Soul Look Like? Part 4 is the most vibable song I've ever heard in my life.
Ooh, I thought that'd be a +3.
Not yet. Too repetitive. Otherwise, it would be. If it had to switch up, it would be. Midnight in a Perfect World.
What if it had to switch up to
Gorgeous.
something bad?
I'd be pissed, bro. And What Does Your Soul Look Like is just pure. It's like the gorgeousness of Midnight in a Perfect World, but way longer, and I would say even more beautiful. This song is so beautiful. So beautiful. But I'm thinking, with you not liking super dramatic sounding music, I think I'm not going to do King Crimson anytime soon, because I can't handle you bashing on the epic grandiosity of that
I
album.
like prog a little more than you might think, but
Yeah.
I mean, sometimes it's a little cringe, like how
I even agree.
specific they're trying to be.
Okay,
But-
I like that part though. Let's see yours. 86 was my guess.
I had a 33.
Oh, bro.
A lot of zeros, one -1, which was for number 2, track 2, Building
Oh
Steam
my
with a Grain of
God.
Salt. But everything else was 0s and 1s, and a 2 for Why Hip Hop Sucks in 96. But, and I don't want to say this album has a lot of upward potential, because I want to preface with there is a potential level with the potential for going up. So,
Huh?
obviously, a low potential level for the potential going up means that, I don't know, maybe I'm just saying the same thing twice. I think of it like this. I don't want to just say like, okay, this album has a lot of potential for going up. I feel like it does, but I feel like that potential for going up only has like a medium potential. Does that make sense? Like, I
No.
can't say there's a high potential.
Well,
I
will,
definitely
because
think-
look at this. Within a month, it went up 52 points.
I do think it could
Because
go up about
you
that.
Learn, like, I don't know, like, I learned how beautiful, like, when you first hear it, it's like, okay, it's a lot of really quiet, kind of empty-ish music. but
I just
you
think it's a
pick it
little
up.
dramatic with
I like drama,
some things,
dude.
but I like
Cool.
the experimentalism aspect a lot.
Yeah,
I got ones for, so let me take a look. I got ones for Best Foot Forward,
weird, but okay.
-1 for Building Steam, the Number Song 1,
Oh.
Changeling 0. A lot of the longer songs are
Those are
zeros.
the better songs. Those
I
are all
only-
the better songs.
I only have 4 zeros. Everything else is a 1 and a -1 and 1
all
2.
your zeros are the long songs. that
Exactly.
constitute the
That's what
majority of the
hurts
album.
it, bro.
But the long songs are the good. Like those are like
I
the
don't
full
like
songs.
'em.
Everything else is just like
That's why I like
Building up
Mad
to it.
Villainy, because it's a little
that's
more
like liking,
short
That's like
and like same with
liking
Donuts,
Speak
dude.
to
They're
Me
all
better than Time.
No, it is not. Because Speak to Me is literally just a heartbeat.
It's like liking On the Run better than Time.
Yeah, and I do
On the
like On the
You
Run
do
better
not.
than Time. They're about
You
the
do
same,
not,
but
Aaron.
On the Run is they're the same score, but On the Run is better.
You
I
do
do
not
like On
think
the Run
that.
better.
You do not.
On the
think
Run is
that.
my second favorite song on the album.
We talked about the album, and you did not hype up On
I
the Run
changed
nearly
it.
as much as
Remember,
Time.
I rereaded everything.
And Time went down in your mind.
Time was a 2, and it stayed a 2. Great Gig in the Sky went to like a -1, I think. No, I think it was a 0, but yeah, I do like these like short little weird snippets of shit. Those are all kind of ones. Transmissions,
survived
all
that
transmissions are ones. What Does Your Soul Look Like? Part 1 is a 1, but leaning 2.
Okay, good.
If it went to
What about Midnight in a Perfect World? What's not?
Midnight in
It's
a
the
Perfect
same
World,
vibe.
It's a little bit, you know.
It only
No, because I think I like the jazz sample that reminds me of Floral Shop on the What Does Your Soul Look Like? It would be a 43 if
I'm gonna see what my
raised it.
score would be
So go up by 10.
if the transmissions were not separate tracks. Introducing.
I
So
do
I'll
see
some
this
quick
album
maths.
could go up, but I don't think it would go up likely.
Oh my god.
But it definitely could go up.
Time
And I think that's the only place it would go. It can't go down.
Time addition calculator. My score goes to 1 point difference. Or 4 point difference. Not really much at all.
Huh.
Alright, interesting. That wasn't worth the math that it took to do.
Yeah. So, I guess we'll get into the conclusion, right? What do we think of this album?
My friend?
What do we think of this
You
album?
like the little
I like when
segues
people
to the songs
bring
more
out their
than the
weirdness. I don't like when they bring out their generic like stuff that's supposed to reach everyone and connect with
None of
everyone.
this
I
is
like when
supposed to
people are being weird.
Building Steam is not supposed to reach everyone. You think
Dude.
Maria would like that song or Justin?
No, I think that everybody who comes together and says that an album is good is an album that reaches everyone. The best albums, I think, are the ones that convey their message the clearest, and nobody will ever agree on that as being the best album ever.
Dark Side of the Moon?
No, because it literally reaches everyone. I think anybody ever would like that album.
So that's like that's like your anti-hipster thing.
No, I just think that that's what makes
if
the
everyone
artist.
likes it, then it's not as good.
Yeah, because it's a generic emotion. Music goes beyond emotions. Like it goes further.
That
And when you
explains
get
a
when you
lot.
ex- when you go
You
down,
used to get mad when I said you didn't like something because everyone else liked it. Now you're kind of like logically explaining why that is the case.
I mean, it depends. When you just put it simply, then like yeah, it's like okay, and you're just putting it simply, and that's dumb. But it's a little more complicated than that. Like everything
right.
always is.
I was right.
Not necessarily because you didn't understand why. That's like saying 0 or 8 factorial or 0 factorial is 1 instead of not knowing why. You just say, oh, 0 factorial is 1. It's just 1.
But I was right.
Yeah, well, no employer is going to look at you and be like, were you right about this? I'm going to hire you. They want to know how you did it. So that's what matters. And that's what's always
you wanna know how I
mattered.
did it? ChatGPT, 99% of the
True.
time. All right.
It's the artists that are able to connect to the most strangest niche person ever, and that person just falls in love with it. Those are the best artists because it's not meant for everyone, but they can still convey like the strangest emotion that nobody else has felt. That's what makes a good artist.
T-Pap's popular.
But
it
I
is
don't think
probably
about
his most popular
T-Pac.
album.
I don't think about T-Pap the same way as you. I know at least that much.
Yeah.
So
You could say that again.
I don't think about T-Pap the same way as you.
Yeah. You could say that again.
Fuck. All right, let's wrap her up. The album for me manages to be experimentally weird enough and not thumpy enough hip hop.
I find that bizarre because Mutual Slump to me that seems very thumpy.
Well, it's the kick, man. I'm telling you, like they need a. I don't like the vintage style kick. They need like a more modern 2010s kick in this album. It might be out of context at that point, but if they worked around that,
Like a
like it
444
sounds
type?
pretty sick. No, because that's very like idiosyncratic. I'm thinking like
Whoa.
Tame Impala type,
Hey.
just because that's the most generic one, but. I feel it's all pretty basic emotionally. In terms of like, there's nothing super niche about the emotional conveyance.
Building steam is way
It's just
niche. That
him
song's
bring. It's
pretty.
just him being depressed, which is fine, and dark, and that's fine.
Dark is sick though.
I mean, it is sick. Sometimes it's sick.
Yeah, I hate the Cure then. I already know.
But
I love this.
It doesn't paint a very intricate image in my head because of this basicity. But it's still good. I don't find much to be exciting, rather than more
That's
it's
fair.
dark.
Yeah, that's 100%.
And I'm just not
fair.
always in a dark mood.
Well, let's have someone break your heart and then you'll jam.
The last half of the album, though, is definitely better than the first half.
There's what, 16 songs? So
Like, pretty much after...
Transmission 2? What? No, because the Napalm Brain is on there, and that's 14% of the album, and it's boring.
That's like the only bad thing, though, right? Organ Donor
Oh,
and
this
Mutual
is-
Slump ain't the best, but everything else, yeah.
Or you don't. Whatever. I definitely have my... Well, it does have Midnight and Part 1. Those are amazing songs.
All right.
I remember you said in 444, my score for 444 was like very close to this as well. Oh, you said like, oh, so you really think this is like a great album? Yeah, 125. And I was like, yes, I do. And this, 5 points higher. I've been on a roll.
Well, I can
dude.
understand why this would be a higher album than 444.
Yeah, I've been on a roll.
But 444, I don't think
Is this
deserves a
also
125.
This is
That's
season
season
1,
one.
right? Season 2, bro, recently picking up. Season 2 generally has been kind of boring.
You just said the other day season 2 was bad.
I know, but I found 2 albums in my
That's sick. I'm proud of you.
post
Happy for
100s.
you. That's a good ass feeling to find a good ass album. I'll
I
be
can see-
honest.
yeah.
But this album wasn't one of those for me.
We'll get there.
It's been a while for me since I found a
since
good
Scaring the
album.
Hose.
Yeah, since Scaring the Hose, and that album is fucking good, bro. That album just goes higher every time I hear it, bro.
Yeah.
I think it's about to pass either Donuts for my top 5 hip hop albums, bro.
You're kidding me.
Donuts or Tribe Called Quest newest album.
What?
So good, bro.
Okay, well, he's gonna show me a Donuts song after this ends, so I'm gonna try to wrap it up because I'm curious. Do I recommend it?
I do.
Not to the layman.
I do. Into the
If
layman.
you're into atmospheric, ambient, more type of music, especially of a darker vein, then you're gonna freaking love this album. But if you are kind of bored by slower, more ambient music, then it's just gonna kind of go in one ear out the other.
No, there's enough interesting. It's definitely a complex album. I know I said the emotions are kind of generic, but the actual instrumental layering and stuff is pretty
Yeah, but a lot of
complex.
people don't appreciate that type of thing. Like track 2 could really bore someone if they're not.
I hate track 2. I don't hate it, but I don't like it.
Okay. It's a great album though for me. I love the complexity. Everyone knows I love complex stuff. I always have opted more for darker, grittier stuff. I've always opted more for slower stuff. This kind of fills all those niches. Great album. Thanks, Rate Your Music Nerds, for doing this to me. I found it, and I just kind of scrolled through like the top charts of all time, and I picked out stuff that seemed kind of interesting, and here I am. Thank you once again.
It's always fun.
Yep.
All right. And without further ado, adieu.